start this look, I'm going to be priming with this Revolution primer here, and this one is called their Conceal and Fix Mattifying Primer. I'm just going to apply that all over the face. So now letting that set in, I'm going to start with the eyes. So I'm going to use this MAC Prep & Prime Eye Primer to do the eye look. So for this eye look, I'm going to be using a palette from Revolution Makeup Pro. So this is the palette here, and I'm going to start with this color here in the corner. This one is called Passion. So now to define the crease a little bit more, I'm going to be using the color in the palette that is right here, and that one is called Relentless. So just using that in the crease to just warm up the crease. So now I'm just going to use that same color on the bottom lash line as well, just across the bottom of the eye, just to the center. So now I'm going to use another darker color just to deepen the whole look. So I'm going to be using the color right here in the palette. This is a nice brown color. It's called Influence. So just using that in the socket and a little bit on the lower lash line. So now just applying that same color on the outer lower lash line just to tie the top and the bottom together. So the next shade I'm going to apply is a shimmery shade on the eyelid. So I'm going to be using the color in the top here, and that is called Thrill. So now using a nice gold shade, I'm going to be using this shade right here in the palette. It's called Innovate. I'm just going to use that in the inner corners and the lower lash line as well. So now just to add a little more pink to the eyelid, I'm going to use another shimmer in the palette. I'm going to be using this one right here in the palette. It's called Dominate, and it's just a really nice pink. So just using that in the center. So now for eyeliner, I'm just going to mix some eyeshadow and Fix Plus. So in the palette, I used a black eyeshadow in the corner there, and it's called Great Minds. So just mix that with some Fix Plus from MAC. So just a normal Fix Plus spray is really great to use with any eyeshadow to make it a liner. So now I'm just going to curl the eyelashes and put some false lashes on. So for mascara, I'm just going to use this one by, Rimmel. And this one is their Scandaleyes Volume on Demand. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some more mascara on the top and bottom lashes. So now moving on to the base, I'm going to be using this foundation stick from Revolution Makeup in the shade F12. I'm going to be using this Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer, and the shade I have is Medium Warm. So now moving on to contouring and highlighting, I'm going to be using this palette here by And Other Stories. I'm just going to use two colors in this palette. I'm going to use the dark shade and the medium shade. So now moving on to powder before I do any bronzing. I'm just going to be using this powder here by Laura Mercier, and it's the translucent powder. So now for highlighting and bronzing, I'm going to be using a palette from Sportsgirl Beauty. So the palette that I'm going to use is this one right here. It is called their Glow With It palette, and this one is a Baked Illuminating palette. I'll show you what it looks like. So these are the colors in it, and I'm going to be using this color here, which is called Twinkle, and I'm going to combine that with this color here called Sparkle. So now for highlighting, I'm going to be using a slightly more golden color, which is this one right here in the palette, and that is called Starlight. So now moving on to eyebrows, I'm going to be using this pencil here by Maybelline, and it's called their Ultra Brow Slim Pencil in Black Brown. So now to finish the eyebrows, I'm just going to use this Boho Brows Clear Soap, and I'm going to be using my MAC Prep+Prime Clear Spray just to help it set better. So to make your eyebrows look a little more full and more bushy, you can just do this trick by brushing them forwards a little, just to make them look a bit more full and more fluffy. So now lastly for lips, I'm going to be using this lipstick wheel by Sportsgirl Beauty, and I'm going to be using this color right here, which is just a nice peachy shade. So now I'm just going to use some of this lipstick all over the lips. So that's the finished Dua Lipa inspired makeup look. I'm now just going to spray her face with some Fix Plus just to set everything in place. There you go guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that tutorial. This look is inspired by Dua Lipa's Vogue Sitcom. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.